This is Scammed in Their Own Words, a Joe Knows Better conversation with people like you who may have never thought they'd be involved in a scam, but it happened. Some lost thousands, others got out before they lost anything, and all are sharing their stories to keep you from the same fate. I'm Joe Ducey with the Better Business Bureau, today talking with Cassandra. Cassandra, thanks for taking the time to talk with us today.
Thank you for inviting me to the podcast.
Yeah, let's start at the beginning. This started off as, it seems like, an employment kind of job scam, but then it kind of morphed into other things. What happened here?
It's just that the person reached out to me on LinkedIn. They're asking me about how my job, how do I like my position? Would I like to get, some better process, like better opportunity to move forward?
Yeah.
So, they introduced me. They try to make a friendly conversation through LinkedIn first. And usually after about a week or two, the person always tell me hey, you have a light, which is LINE, or the WhatsApp account. And I did have WhatsApp, but I barely use it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right. And he wanted you to go on WhatsApp instead of LinkedIn then. He took the conversation to another place.
Correct.
Okay. All right. What happened then?
What happened is after we, they moved the conversation to WhatsApp. So they suggest that, there's a investment platform that he want to introduce me to invest. Usually, he told me you can put in $1,000, but I told him I don't have money. So I was like, how about I can try $500?
Let me ask you before that. Let me stop you there because I think I read a little bit of your complaint to the Scam Tracker. By the way, folks out there, Scam Tracker is a great place to go. Better Business Bureau, bbb.org. And Cassandra filed a complaint there so that everybody could see, what happened and maybe learn from it. Thanks for doing that. And but before that, when they were on LinkedIn, was it about a job possibility? I think you said that they tried to be friends with you for a while first. How did that work?
Yes. They try to connect with you for the job opportunity, where they ask you how you like your job, what kind of opportunity you want to look for. So I told him, I am looking for some better opportunity in a bigger company. And then I also want to make, see if any, potential position out there that would enhance my career. So, he talked about it. And then after a while, he was like, okay, how about you want me to introduce you to another, investment platform?
So how many weeks went by when he was trying to be kind of a friend of yours?
I probably want to say about 2 weeks. But usually they start out very friendly conversation, just like friends.
Okay. So like friend. He wanted to be a friend of yours. Okay. And try to be nice and all that and try to gain your trust, do you think?
Right.
Okay. All right. And then about 2 weeks in, maybe 3 weeks, that's when the investment talk started?
Yes, but I think, because they don't want to stay or keep the conversation on LinkedIn. Okay. So they tell me to move to WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So that way I don't know. I mean, I don't use WhatsApp often, so I don't know.
Sure. And then on WhatsApp, he started talking to you about investment. What was that investment possibility?
The investment is about the cryptocurrency.
Okay.
And he promised that if I put in the initial payment, I would see the 20-30% profit gain. And I think maybe because I want to make a quick money just in the middle time, and I would not think back and do some research. Mm-hmm. So that's what, I got trapped.
Okay. So he wasn't really offering you a job. He was offering you a way to make money through an investment, through this crypto.
Right.
Okay. Did you know much about crypto?
I understand a little bit background of crypto. Okay. I was aware of that since last year, but I honestly, because within that time of, I have one of the account, but which I never trade in the third platform. So with this kind of, even for the first initial payment withdrawal, I was able to withdraw. But then when I did the second transfer, and then try to withdraw in the bigger amount, and that's when the investment platform stop working.
Okay. So how much did he tell you at first that you should put in? How did this go?
He would suggest that like, oh, you have to put in about $500 or like $1,000 starting out, and I would just hesitated because I think, well, I don't know, it's probably a gamble kind for me. But then I would just say, okay, let's try $500. So I did $500, and it's just like he was like, okay, and then he showed me, okay, after the 3 traded, would fit, for the $500, and it showed that I did make about 20% or 25% profit.
Okay, so
that
he showed you an account that showed you made some money on that $500.
Correct.
Okay, and did he set up the account for you? Did he set up the?
He instructed me. So he told me, okay, so every time you transfer your money into one of the well-known trading platform like Coinbase or Kraken, and he's like, okay, I'll send you this QR code, and you can just scan it and download the app. And he told me how to create the account.
Okay. After you put the money in, the $500, and you saw a gain, what did he tell you to do after that?
And he told me like, oh, okay. So I asked him, can I withdraw? He's like, no, just save it because, the cryptocurrency, the price has been, increasing. And then every day after that, he tried to tell me like, hey, look at this. The currency value has been going up. So you need to put in more money later. Like I'll tell you when it's the next trade, when he and his friend had, if they know anything about the next trading note.
Okay. So how much you put in next?
For the second time, I put in about 4,500 because he like, oh, you need to like at least invest for 10,000. But I'm like, I try it because I wasn't aware, and I think it's because I agree. Yeah. So I, did put in 5,000 for that whole second time deposit.
So you put in another $4,500. So by now you're $5,000 in this. Right?
Correct.
Why in the beginning? We'll go back just a second. Why in the beginning did you trust him to put the money in? What made him trustworthy enough for you to put $500 in something that you knew a little about, but not a lot? What did he do?
Well, because he, the way he showed me that, like, oh, you can, I guess maybe because I think it was a quick, easy money. Yeah. And I didn't, check. Well, actually, it's my fault that I did not do well research. So
okay, so but he seemed like a trustworthy guy. I mean, did he work when he was doing the friend thing? Was he kind of talking to you about personal stuff?
Yeah, because he, it looked like his profile on LinkedIn looked like he worked for Meta. Okay, and it looked like he worked for a very well trustworthy team. And he know about everything about the area. But after the second deposit, and then when I was not able to withdraw the money, and I came back to LinkedIn, and I noticed that he deleted his account on LinkedIn.
Oh, man. Okay. So after the $4,500 went in, you were expecting probably to go back into your other account and see that there had been a deposit and a gain, right? Mm-hmm. And what did you see?
I do see after the second deposit, and then he showed me how to trade during that time. It was a really good process, that like within maybe 15 minutes after 3 attempts of trading, I could see my account from 5,000 go up to like 6,100, which is like 1,100 process within 15 minutes, like quick.
That would be great. Yeah. So did you at that time, did you want to pull it out? What happened?
And he told me like, hey, let's save this. And then, you need to wait for like another trade because, you only be able to withdraw like, after like you make 10K or more. And then he even offered me like, how about you, pull your 401k, and he keep asking me how much my 401k balance is. And I was like, why did he asking me for 401k? And he like, because if you put in your 401k or you keep your 401k balance, 401k value has been losing value. So you need to put in at least $50,000 to $100,000.
All right. So he wanted you to put your 401k, your savings for your retirement, into this bogus thing.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
And so how did it finally end?
It finally end is about like a week later, and I asked him like, hey, I need my money to pay for my bill, my rent, and all my necessities. So, and he told me like, okay, how about you go to a Bitcoin ATM machine, and then right now, and he like, oh, I remember your account still have like, that 5,000 with the profits of 6,100. You need to put in at least $400 extra cash into Bitcoin machine,
$400
so that
more.
way you can withdraw. But I told him I don't have money. I don't even get paid, so that's why I need to withdraw the money to pay for my, for my necessity.
Yeah. And
he would just, talk me down, and just like, hey, you are very poor, you broke, and all of that. Very negative word. Yes.
So he went after you because you weren't going to put any more money in, and so he was done with you, basically.
Correct.
What did he What did he say? What kinds of things did he just say that he just derogatory things? Was that it?
Yeah, he just said like, hey, you are poor, and then no man want to be with you.
Oh my gosh.
You're not even, you don't even deserve to live in this life.
All
such
right.
and such.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. That makes me upset. Oh my gosh, this person can do this to people. Okay. So, well, how does that make you feel, I guess, after all this? I bet you've gone through various emotions. What have you thought about all this?
I mean, at first, I was just very clueless. I don't know what I want to do in my first week. I feel like what I'm supposed to do, like, what happened to me. So honestly, I should have gone to police department or even file report, but took me 2 weeks or 3 weeks for me to find out this is a scam.
Yeah.
So it took a mental stress on me and a very negative feeling that I couldn't sleep.
Couldn't sleep. You couldn't eat
and focus. Yeah.
Focus because you lost that. How important was that money to you?
It's I don't know how to say it right now. I think it was a big thing. It hit me hard, that I wasn't aware of that. Mm-hmm. So I fall into depression for like about a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you on your way out of that? Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I'm trying to cope with it, and then doing some research and reach out to all of the, the right, facility or, whatever resort that they have online. So that I hope that someday, I can get help.
Now look for some of these. There are these recovery places that say they can recover money from crypto and those kinds of things. And I would be very, very careful and not jump on any of those things until you've really checked them out, because they just seem to have popped up really quickly.
True.
And but I know that's a lot of money. What would you advise people to do who from the very beginning when they got something like this? What would you say they should have? What would you have done differently?
What have I done differently? So if anyone that you talk or, out the blue that contact you and tell you to download any app that you don't know, you need to kind of like do a Google research first, so that you can be aware that, it's not a scam, investment form or anything of fraud. Mm-hmm. Second, I would suggest that if they talk to you about life saving and ask you about money, stop right there.
Right there. Because they're not there to be your friend if they're starting talking about money.
Yeah.
And go Go ahead.
If they want to talk to you, because sometimes they will call you, but if you hear in the background the noise, the telecom, it could be they are somewhere that you don't know where they at.
Okay. So maybe there was like a boiler room full of other people doing the same thing.
Right.
To other people. And then I think another warning sign is when they try to get you onto a WhatsApp or something other than the legitimate site you were on. They try to get you off of that so to a place that can't be traced as well, I think. Because they probably block some of that conversation in these legitimate places like LinkedIn. Yeah. So, all right. If you had a chance to talk to the scammer, what would you tell him? What would you say to him?
I would say to him that don't scam people, don't harm people. And, people work hard for their money. And he don't deserve that.
Yeah. And that you're angry, right? I would guess, because I'm angry. Just hearing about this, that this person did this to you. I mean, and then to try to degrade you for it. I mean, the other thing I think is interesting is you may be one of those people, I think a lot are, who think I would never have given money to a scam. I would know that it was a scam. Yet then you get into it and you deal with people who are pretty convincing, and it's something different. Would you think, is that kind of how it happened to you? Would you advise, or do you think there are other people out there who think, oh, I would never let this happen to me, and they could also get involved in something like this?
Yes, because sometimes you're overthinking that, like, I'm being aware, I'm being cautious, but always take your time, do a lot of research, because usually the fraudster, they're going to put in pressure time for you not to think back and forth and have enough time for you to talk to other people or do research on your own. So they always make you think, it's an urgent time that you need to invest, you need to do things quick so that way you can make a quick profit.
Cassandra, do not let what this idiot said to you affect you. I know that it's tough to do, but you're great. You sound like a great person. You sound like you know what happened here. You learned from it. You're trying to help other people out, and you're moving on. And I really appreciate you taking the time with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me to the podcast.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Cassandra. I'm sorry it happened. I'm Joe Ducey with the Better Business Bureau. Listen to all my Joe Knows Better podcasts at joeknowsbetter.bbbcommunity.org and go to the Joe Knows Better Facebook page as I work to help businesses and consumers get it right. See you next time.